No, this video is not clickbait. I am quitting the One Piece manga. As of chapter 1095, I have officially quit the One Piece manga. You may be asking yourself, what a clickbaity title. There's no way, as of this chapter, you are quitting the manga. This chapter was amazing. And you're right. The One Piece manga is so good. The One Piece manga, week to week, has been, for the last year, amazing every week. And that is the reason as to why I am quitting the manga. We have to go a little bit further back into my history about watching One Piece to fully understand why I'm quitting the manga. As a young boy, I watched One Piece pretty much like most other people. It was on TV, my brother was watching it, my cousins were watching it, some of my friends were watching it, and I didn't really resonate that well with One Piece. I resonated a lot more with Naruto. I have 2 Naruto tattoos, one here and then one over here with my friends. I love Naruto, and I loved Naruto forever. There was never a question of me not liking Naruto. The question was whether or not I was going to enjoy One Piece. As one of my close friends from childhood, his name is Billy, he strongly recommended that I watch One Piece. So I did. I got all the way up to like Skypiea, where he told me, meet Enel. Enel is his favorite character. Once I meet Enel, then I can decide whether I want to continue or not. Skypiea was so boring in comparison to the other anime I was watching. So I stopped before the conclusion of Skypiea. I'm not a skipper though. I stopped for maybe 3-4 years, and then right as graduation for high school was coming around, that's when I had continued One Piece for my friend Billy. And around that time, I also met my friend, my really good friend, Anil. So it was kind of like a wombo combo. I could watch One Piece for the 2 of them separately. Anil, his favorite show was One Piece and has been One Piece for 20 years. And Billy, his favorite show is One Piece. So kind of meeting them separately and then both of them being One Piece fans, when it was coming time for me to graduate high school, I decided to watch One Piece again. Because Naruto was right about to finish, and I was already kind of dying off of Naruto. Like, it wasn't super amazing anymore. Plus, the stresses of life probably took away the enjoyment from anime, to be honest. I got all the way up to Dressrosa, where anybody else who knows, like, Dressrosa and One Piece and all of this stuff, it is extremely boring for the first half of Dressrosa. And especially coming off of Marineford. So I had restarted back at Skypiea and watched all the way up to Marineford and then Fishman Island, where I even found Fishman Island fairly boring, but it's because I was just trying to catch up. That was my problem. I'm just trying to catch up instead of watch the show. So that's where my enjoyment kind of got ripped away. That's why I wasn't super into Fishman Island and then Dressrosa. I got to Dressrosa. Once again, I didn't finish it, but I was like 18 or 19 or whatever it was. And I was going off to university, where for the next 3 or 4 years, I completely quit One Piece. I didn't even think about it. Like, if somebody asked me like, hey, do you watch One Piece? I would even say no. Like, I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't hate the show. I didn't even dislike the show. I didn't really care for it at all. Like, Dressrosa really like poisoned the show for me. So once Naruto had finished, I was kind of just left with a void of nothing to watch. So my friend Anil, he had highly recommended that I watch One Piece again. And I told him, no, I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to watch it. It's long. It's boring. Like, I gave it a good shot, buddy. I gave it like 600 plus episodes. Like, if it's not super good, like, but it was. It's just, I was too busy catching up instead of watching. Roughly right when I finished university, I just gave it another honest shot, where I started at Fishman Island. I restarted all the way back in Fishman Island because I feel like, I felt like I didn't give it a good enough shot. I didn't fully understand, and it was just like reading and listening, and I wasn't really appreciating the story. So when I went back to it and I watched Fishman Island, it was good. I loved it, and it is now one of my more favorite arcs. But when I got to Dressrosa right after that, like, you go through Punk Hazard and all of that, and all of that stuff is really good. But then you get to Dressrosa, where it's like the whole episode is a talking doll. There's like no fighting. There's no action. There's no like none of the things that the 12-year-old kid watches One Piece for. There wasn't any of that for like 50 episodes. So I was telling him, I was like, hey, bro, I'm going to stop this show. I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. Like, it's not great. But I just trekked and I trekked and I trekked. And out of nowhere, one of my favorite characters was introduced. Like, introduced, like, heavily into the story. Like, he may have been introduced before, but, like, he was now in the story. Fujitora. And Fujitora was super cool to me. Don't really know why. I just thought he was cool. But then after I didn't really know Gear 4 was going to happen. So when I got to the main fight with like Law, Luffy, Dofi, and Gear 4 happened, I was ecstatic. I was so excited. It was so cool to see another new form when honestly I thought we would move away from the gears after Gear 3 and it would turn into something else like a new form or like a new power up similar to like Goku and all of these guys. Like I didn't really know. But seeing Gear 4 really reignited the One Piece passion. And this video is really and truly about why I quit the manga. And I'm talking about the anime a lot because that's where my enjoyment started. That is how I enjoy most anime. One Piece is actually the only manga I enjoy. But it's still the anime I enjoy the most. So when I'm reading and I know what's going to be animated. Not I know what's going to happen because when I'm reading I don't know what's going to happen, right? But I know it's going to be animated. Well, reading it doesn't give me my full enjoyment of the show. And it's super good. Like I love reading it and all of the theories and all of the new information and characters and settings and all costumes, all of like that's why I watched One Piece. So I was still getting it from the manga, but there were just key components just missing that were just it kind of took away from my enjoyment of the manga, knowing that it's gonna be in the anime. Like for example, I'm trying to think of like Gear 5. I actually caught up to the manga one chapter after Gear 5 was released. I watched all the way up to episode 1000, and then I read all the way up to chapter 1045, where 1044 is like the return of Joy Boy. And I didn't know it was coming. I had no idea Gear 5 was going to happen. So, like literally in the backyard, I'm sitting down reading this manga and laughing and smiling and having an amazing time in my own head. And as you guys know, right after that, I started a YouTube channel. I started reading a lot more, and it was amazing for about a year, right? Like I was doing a podcast, everything. But once the excitement of catching up to the manga and catching up to my friends, so now we can all talk about things week to week in the manga. Well, I realized that I'm no longer enjoying One Piece for me. I'm enjoying One Piece to talk with my friends about it, to listen to the videos, to watch my fellow content creators and, be a part of the discussion, but not knowing that that wasn't what I liked about it. That wasn't my enjoyment of the show. My enjoyment came from watching it. Now that we are in the end game, the end setup of One Piece, and this is the manga I'm talking about, right? Like in the manga, we're at the end setting, or the final pieces are all moving together. I really and truly trust Oda. I trust the direction in which One Piece is going. In 1095, we learned that the incident of Egghead Island is about to happen. It's like right around the corner. If not next week, the week after, and if not that week, the week after that. Like it is right around the corner. And there are a lot of theories as to what it could be. And I just want to shout out Chestnut because once again, I love Chestnut's videos. And she says that the incident at Egghead Island is that, and that theory really and truly was amazing. Like I agree with that theory. It could be amazing to like the consequences of that action. In honor of the younger Austin who watched One Piece and who enjoyed watching it, I'm going to stop here. I don't want to know what the incident at Egghead Island is. before it's animated, because my only wish with Gear 5 is that I didn't read it. I wish I had only watched it. Reading it was amazing though. But there's a video, I'll put it up here, of me and my raw reaction to the episode of Gear 5. And I was ecstatic. So imagine if I had not known that Gear 5 was coming. I could only, and I don't want to imagine what that'll be like with the Egghead incident. I just want to see it happen. I don't want to read about it. I don't want to talk about it with theories. I don't want to watch videos about theories about what's going on with, all of these things happening. Another big reason as to why I'm going to quit the manga is that my girlfriend is rapidly catching up to One Piece. She is currently like right on the cusp of Marineford, and like she's at Sabaody, like the first time at Sabaody. She just finished Thriller Bark. She doesn't really know what's going on, and it's really hard as a One Piece manga reader and like theorist, like content creator, to like watch the older episodes without going crazy about them. Like, oh, did you hear what he said? Like that means something. Or did you see this person's color of their shirt? Like that means something. Like, oh, pause it here. Read this word. Like you want to go back and fill all the gaps that are there for you. So when I'm doing that with my girlfriend, it's actually like taking away from her experience watching One Piece. Like me talking about all these little secrets all the time is kind of not the best for her. Whereas for me, that's why I want to rewatch it. So in order to kind of share the joy of One Piece with my girlfriend properly and genuinely, I'm just going to stop. And soon enough, like we're going to catch up. Like we're about like maybe a year and a half, maybe a year behind the manga. And like even the dub is catching up super quick. So like there is a high probability that the manga, the anime, the dub all get to the One Piece at the same time. So like nobody is spoiled. Like it all comes out at the same time. It's possible. So I'm just gonna kind of lay off the manga for now. I may read like just personally, but like all of the content around manga is now done. I'm very sorry if this is something that you really enjoyed from me, like the manga talks. I hope you'll enjoy the anime talks because I enjoy the anime more. I enjoy anime a lot more. So that'll conclude my video as to why I quit the One Piece manga. But I'm now just going to be anime only. Sorry if it's kind of clickbaity, but not really to me. Like I'm quitting the manga. So yeah. Joy Boy, this was great. This was great. I loved it. I got it tatted on my skin. I love this. So subscribe if you guys are into the manga. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Later.